Now let's talk about the overall algorithm. So this is all your individuals. I represent it as a array. So that's x1, x2, and all the way up to xn. And this is, I say, population at any time t. Then I apply some kind of a selection. So two arrows mean selected multiple times, one arrow means selected one time, and that is represented like this. And say I select crossover rate times the population size, where crossover rate is the number of individuals that undergo crossover. So it's the number of individuals or percentage of individuals. Oops. So where the crossover rate is the percentage individuals that undergo crossover. So say it's 70%. So I'll get new population 70%. I'll get these individuals which are 70% of this, and some of them could be repeated, like x1 could probably be repeated. It's selected here, but it's also selected here. Then of course I do a pairing. So I'll have to draw half the size. And they produce children. So this is when I act as a Cupid and do pairing for crossover. And this is after children after crossover. Now I apply a mutation. So this is mutation to these individuals and this is mutation to these individuals. So this is mutation. Now, one thing which for reasons we do is the population size is always constant. For natural organisms, it's called as a dynamic equilibrium. If the tigers become too many, then they won't get food, they'll die off. You'll be left with the same number of tigers. If the grasses become too much, then they'll be eaten by deers and they'll be reduced to the same quantity. So it's an equilibrium. And it's a digital world. You could increase, you could reduce, but then of course if your in number of individuals are increasing with time, the population with time becomes infinity and the computation time n log n becomes infinity. If it's reducing, your population becomes extinct, though both doesn't make any sense. So these are x rate times the number of population size individuals. So I still have got vacancies in my new population pool. I still have got vacancies in my new population pool. Now there are two schools of learning. The first school of learning says that you make a combined population pool of these children and these parents. So let me highlight these children and these parents. So I make a combined population pool. This is population at T, and this is 70% of that size, which are the children. So they come from here. So they come from here and these come from here. And from this, So the size of this thing becomes, this is crossover rate times population size. So if crossover rate is 70%, this is 70% n, this is 70% n. So that's 1 plus crossover rate times n, or 1.7 times n. And I apply another selection. This time you can use a top strategy, and you get a population size of n at times t plus 1. This is the natural world, this is the brutal world. So parents and children have to compete. If you produce a children and the child is bad, you tell the child, there's nothing I can do about you. What just happened? So the child dies immediately. So in the animals, actually, a parent will give birth to so many children, and unfortunately, most of them will die. The poorer ones would die immediately, the parents would survive. So that's a brutal world where the parents and the children are competing. There's only one throne. The parent and the child are fighting between themselves. Who will get the throne? The fitter will survive. If the parents are fitter, the parent will survive. The children are fitter, the children will survive. And that's why I said that the new population will always be better, because it takes fitter of the parents and fitter of the children. So that's one of the strategy that can be used. There's another strategy that is not that brutal. And that strategy is, how many positions am I left with? So I'm left with 1 minus crossover rate times population size. So what I do is I select new individuals. Multiple means many selections with the same selection algorithm. So these are 1 minus crossover rate, so 30% times number of individuals. And they get directly transferred after mutation. So I mutate them up. And they become the new population. So that's population at time t plus 1. Now, one thing unfortunate is that suppose this was the fittest individual, normally it will get selected many times. But there's a non-zero probability it neither gets selected here nor it gets selected here, so the fittest individual dies off. It's rarity, but we see that happening. And when you look at it, it's bad. You had a great individual generated, your system showed you, you were happy, this has come, but then it died. Rarity, but it died. And then you see that, the optimization, it actually temporarily goes into the wrong direction, and that's very heartening to see. Such a great individual got formed, and boom, it's gone. And then you actually are banging your computer screen. Where did it go? Can I get it back? No, it wasn't the RAM, it's gone, it's deleted. So sometimes we take the best individual and we transfer it directly, just to be sure. Which means there's a size of -1. It's 30% of the population size -1, because one individual directly comes over here, and this is called as a elite. So elite is directly transfer without mutation, no error, best k individuals from old to new population. Without mutation is also important, because many times X1 will get selected over here, but then its first child will take will inject some bad genes from the second parent, and the second child will take some bad genes of the other parent. So both children get some bad genes. So now the child is no longer fit. Sometimes it gets selected for mutation, and mutation takes a great parent, but it introduces unwarranted errors, and then a great parent with unwarranted errors is a bad child. So your parents may be wonderful and you inherited great gene, but mutation made one bad gene, and now that gene is not really good and it's not turning out to your parents. Had it been the old strategy, your parent would have fought with you and won. Now there's no competition between parent and child. Parents, they die after producing children, so you need the better ones to survive. And because you need the better one to survive, this is exactly what this overall strategy do. That said, there is no hard and fast rule. So evolutionary algorithms are the most generic. You like some other scheme, you say 5 parents will generate 3 children, that's also okay. You say mutation will not happen here, it will only happen here, that's also okay. You say that I have a special mutation, it doesn't do arithmetic, this thing, it doesn't do a Gaussian noise, it does something else, that's also okay. You say towards the end I'll generate random individual in the population pool, that's also okay. So you say that some parents and some children will fight, that's also okay. So even though I've given you some specific templates of what the overall algorithm should be, it's entirely upon you. How do you actually do it, and how do you actually solve the overall problem which is given to you? The genetic algorithm don't have anything specific. That's your operators, your way of evolution, your way of how do you design your own digital world.